Hey guys, welcome back. So today we are going to be baling the hayfield today. This is our second cutting this year. So I think I've got the baler and everything pretty much ready to go. And it's 11 o'clock now, and I've come out here to check the windrows to see whether they're dry enough to be baled. So overnight we get really high humidity and we have really heavy dew in the morning. In fact, it's almost kind of foggy in the morning, how humid it gets overnight. And the dew on top is all gone, and the hay feels nice and dry on top. Turn this over. There's still a little bit of, I can almost feel a little bit of dampness on the bottom of the windrow where it was against the ground. So I think what I need to do before I bale it is I'm gonna come back out here with the hay rake, and we're just gonna roll these windrows over to put the top on bottom to get it to dry. And then it shouldn't take very long in the sun, and then we'll just bring the baler out here and start trying to get this baled up. So I've got the tractor, the baler, and the hay wagon all hitched up together and pulled out here like a little miniature train. So I said I wasn't going to use the hay wagon unless I had somebody to drive the tractor. So Rebecca actually, she worked last night and she works again tonight. So she got home this morning. She's still sleeping right now. So I'm going to try to do this by myself. I had a lot of people suggest, even if I did it by myself, to try to use the hay wagon anyway. Try to see if you could get the bales to shoot up and fall onto the hay wagon, and then once you got a few up there, stop the tractor, go back, stack them real quick, and then rinse and repeat. And they said that would be quicker than dropping them all on the ground and then trying to come back later and driving around the field and putting them on a trailer afterwards. So I thought, what the heck, I might as well give it a shot, see if it works. If it doesn't work, I'll just park the trailer off to the side out of the way and then put them back on the ground like we did the first time. So one thing that worries me about doing it that way is once everything's kind of pulled in a straight line, the bale chute actually is off to the side of the hay wagon. And we're going to be going clockwise around this. So as we turn clockwise, the bale chute is going to actually not be over the top of the hay wagon. So I'm afraid I may lose some bales that may just not even fall on the wagon. So we'll just have to see how it goes. That's why you need somebody up there to grab them and pull them off of the chute. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and start trying to get this field baled up. It's 1:30 in the afternoon now. I stopped and ate a little bit of lunch. So I'm sure that the top of the windrows have had plenty of time to dry. But we'll get going and see how this goes. Now, last time we used the baler, for some reason, always the first 3 bales don't tie. This is a wire tie baler. It actually twists the wires. And for some reason, it doesn't tie both sides for the first 3 bales. So I may end up with a big pile of hay up on that hay wagon the first few bales, and may have to clean it off and give it a little bit of time to get going before I make judgment on whether I can use this hay wagon by myself. But anyway, let's get going. All right, I think I'm about halfway done with the hay field. You see all the hay behind me on the wagon. It's probably at least half full. So it is hot out here. It is, I think the heat index is 101, and I can't go half a round to a third of a round without getting on and off the tractor stacking bales. So I'm gonna take a quick break, get something to drink, try to rehydrate, cool down. All right, break's over, time to get back to work. So actually this has been going better than I thought. So I've ran the RPMs of the tractor down, and everything's just running a lot smoother. So I think 1700 RPMs is where the PTO is the correct speed. And I think last time I actually was overrunning. I was going over that and running the PTO faster than it should have been. So this time I've been running around 1500 RPMs. Everything's just running a lot smoother. So far I have not broke a shear bolt. So far every bale has tied. It's funny because the two bales that were in the baler, there was two bales left over from last time that were in the baler. And when they came out, they busted all apart and the wire ties were broke. But every new bale today has tied perfectly fine. So it's really went rather smooth. A lot of the bales, when you're turning the corner, they don't go on the wagon, they fall off. And then as I get it on and off the tractor to stack bales, I'll just pick up some of them bales as I go around. I'll pick them up, the ones that didn't make it on the wagon. So I think like right now, there's only like 1 or 2 bales that's actually laying on the field. Everything's pretty much all in the wagon. So it's actually gone fairly well, besides that it's just really hot. So I've been trying to just kind of keep ahead of this and keep everything going. I haven't taken any drone footage yet. So I think I'm going to go ahead and throw a drone in the air and see if I can fill the wagon up maybe about the rest of the way. And I think we're going to have to unload the wagon before we finish the field. But let's go ahead and start back up and see if we can get a little bit of drone footage. So I got to be honest with you, I was a little bit worried about baling the hay today. Doing this all by myself with the heat index over 100 degrees today, I was really worried that I'd get overheated, that I would get too exhausted, that I wouldn't be able to do it. And overall, I am very happy with the way everything turned out. Everything went rather smoothly, no big hiccups. Except right at the end. So right at the end, I got back on the tractor just to do the little center of the hayfield and do those last few bales. And I went to start the tractor and it wouldn't start. And go figure, you know, it's like every time something has to break. So the key switch, you go turn the key switch and it just kept turning around and around in a circle. The key switch broke. So I ended up jumping the solenoid and I got it started. And so I went ahead and got the rest of it baled up and then went and parked the baler and the tractor and got that all put away before I turned it off. So other than that, you know, we had to come back. I think there was 13 bales left on the ground, I think, that I had to come back and pick up with that with the smaller trailer. But both the hay wagon and the small trailer, they're parked in the barn. They're out of the rain, so everything is complete. The hay's not going to get rained on, and that small trailer, I'll just come back another day and I'll stack that one in the barn. But the big hay wagon, I'm going to leave the bales and store them on that hay wagon. I'm going to try to sell them. That way when somebody comes to buy them, I can just basically pull the hay wagon out and load up their bales and hopefully, you know, be able to sell all the bales on that wagon plus some that's up on the hayloft. So we ended up with a total of 74 bales today, and everything we baled today, I didn't miss a single knot. Everything tied perfectly. The baler just ran smooth. No shear pins broke. I really couldn't ask for the baler to run really any better than it did. Now, pushing the bales up that chute onto the hay wagon, that's a lot more pressure that you're putting on there, and those bales were heavy. It was really packing them tight trying to push them up there. So I loosened the bale tensioner. I loosened it up twice, and the bales are still rather heavy. But you know, it did it. It did the job. It pushed them up there, and you know, you had to get on and off the tractor several times, and everything worked better at the beginning. When the trailer is empty, you can basically let it put some bales up there, and then go up, you know, jump off the tractor, push the bales to the other side of the wagon, go again till it gets a few more bales on there, and then you could finally jump up on the bale wagon and stack those 6 bales or so. But when you got the hay wagon full, that's when it started getting to be more of a hassle, because you could only maybe fit 1 or 2 bales up on the wagon, and then you'd have to jump up on top of the wagon every time and stack them so that you had enough floor space for the bales. So, you know, I think it worked out good, and it's probably definitely quicker than me probably running around trying to pick these up afterwards. But you can tell that it's just way more efficient at the beginning while your hay wagon's empty, and then at the end it's just a constant on and off climb up on the hay wagon and stack them. But overall, you know, I'm happy with how that worked out. I'm glad that people made that suggestion. I was really skeptical of how that was going to work, especially when I hitched it up and that bale chute wasn't centered in the wagon. It was off to the side. I'm pretty happy with the way that worked, and I will do that again. I'll definitely hitch up the wagon again, and I'll bale it that way if I'm by myself. So yeah, overall, I think I'm pretty happy with the way this whole second cutting went, except for the sickle bar mower. It is really a shaggy field. There's just a bunch of little stuff around here that's not cut. So I'll still do some work on the sickle bar. See if I can get that to finally cut right. That thing has been my little nemesis. I'm trying to figure that thing out, try to get it working. But yeah, overall, I think the second cutting, the hay and the quality of the hay, I think turned out better. Even though most of it was alfalfa, it didn't have as much grass in it. I would prefer for my use to have a good mixture of alfalfa and grass. This was pretty much mostly alfalfa, but I think, you know, what I had a pretty good quality product. I had most of the leaves and everything were still on there. So yeah, I think did good this time. So pretty happy with the way it all turned out. And I think after a long day like today, I'm gonna go inside and take a shower. Might end up eating a little bit of ice cream to help cool down. So sounds pretty good right now. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Oh, that's good. Glad it's over.